Good morning, this is Kim, and I want to talk about what's needed in advance to prepare for our meeting. So let's go through this. I'm going to attach this document in your weekly folder, and also I'd like, hopefully, you'll listen to this video as well. So when you come to meet me, you should really be thinking about all things financial that you can or want to. You don't have to bring anything, but you might want to think about bringing information or access to any investment account you have, a company sponsored plan, any kind of Roth you might have, anything like that. I'm going to ask you questions like where do you bank? What we can talk about the interest you're earning on it. Are you working? Are you thinking about contributing to an emergency fund, and where might that fund be? Or do we need to talk about issues related to credit? Are you carrying a lot of debt? I'm going to go over a quick calculator at the end of this video to show you that. But anyway, it's all things financial. So the idea is that I'm going to treat you very similar to the way I would treat a client who comes in to see me. So I'm going to have a new client this week on Thursday, and I've sent her a list of, hey, if you want me to help you manage your finances and help you pick investments, I need you to bring everything to the table, your savings, where your current investments are held, etc., so that we can talk together and work on a plan that works for you and your family if you have a family. So that's kind of the goal, to get you set up so that you're ready to roll from here moving forward. So to that end, your final financial plan will include your balance sheet. Now, remember, we did this the second week of class. I want you to pull it up and review it and make sure it's accurate. So you don't need that in the meeting because I already have it online, but we will talk about it. Your cash flow. Remember, I asked you to start collecting all your expenditures. So this will be important in your final project. You're going to need a cash flow for the entire month of July, answering that question, where did all my money go? This is so important because it helps us identify where we can cut back, where we can take money from spending and turn it into an investment that makes us money. So we'll talk about your cash flow. Uh, Here's something else. We haven't talked about credit. This will open up on Thursday, so we're moving ahead. But I want you to go to annualcreditreport.com. This is where you can safely receive a free copy of your credit report. Now, it won't have a score, but will have information that I want you to review. Make sure the accounts on there are accurate. All the information should be accurate. Your living, your jobs, anything on your credit report for history, potentially negative items. I want you to look at those and see if you understand them. And if you don't, make sure you have access to this, or make a copy of it, paste it into a Word document so you have it accessible at all times. Social Security, include a snapshot of the cover page. Again, for those of you who are working, I want you to have access to your Social Security account because I want you to understand it. I want you to know that you're contributing to the federal pension plan, and this is so that you can get money out, hopefully, when you retire. So when we talk about all these things, I'm also going to make sure, I certainly want to know that you have health care coverage. We can talk a little bit about financial aid. Are you applying for the FAFSA? What are some issues you might have? Any questions that you have financially, any help you want on setting anything up. If you want to come in and you say, hey, I'm ready to set up my Roth, I'm going to help you do it. I am. We can do it right there. You could set it up. We can talk about it. You can go home and do it, and then we can verify it. We can talk about your first investment, what might make sense for you given your risk return profile. All those things are wide open. But I want you to come with your documents. If you want to access something, make sure you have all your passwords ready. And if you're going to start accounts, you're going to need things like typically your bank account routing number and your bank account number. Those need to be accessible, and kind of an idea of where you want to open an account. I know for me personally, I'm more partial to TD Ameritrade for ETFs because they have a wide selection and a lot of them are free. And then also Vanguard, because again, high quality, low cost, but Fidelity is an option out there, and also Schwab. So keeping that in mind. Read through this. This is what's going to be required in the final report. So I'm assuming in this meeting we're going to come up with your primary financial goals. And then we're going to talk about what you need to do to make sure those goals happen. And then when you write up your final financial plan, I want to see that you do something. I mean, you sat in this whole class and you've learned all these things, and I just think it would be such a great waste of time if you didn't implement something. You didn't start your online savings. You didn't maybe transfer to a different type of banking environment. You didn't start working on calculating what you need to do to pay off your debt, etc. I want you to do something. Okay, so that's that's just what I wanted to talk about. Before I close, I want to just go quickly in here to a website I use. It's the Motley Fool. So if you go to fool.com and in the keyword box you type in calculators, it's going to take you to all these fun little calculators. Plus this site is just fun and funny anyway. So debt appears to be a big issue for a lot of students. And when we talk about debt, again, I want you to own it, first of all. And then I want to do some, okay, so here I am. I'm gonna go back to this Motley Fool calculator. So when you get in here, let's say that you have $2,500 worth of credit card debt, and let's say it's at 18% interest, because that's really not uncommon. And the typical minimum payment for credit cards is 2%. So we're going to go with 2%. And 2% of $2,500 is going to mean that you have a minimum payment of $50. And so we're not going to skip December, because that's a gimmick to get you to carry more debt. And then finally, we're going to submit this. And what we're going to find out is that by making those minimum payments, it's going to take you 7.8 years to pay off your remaining balance, and your interest will be $2,156. Okay, so remember, you only had $2,500 to pay off, but you're going to end up paying this amount in interest if you continue to make that minimum payment. And here's the table. So the table says you have your beginning balance of $2,500. Here's your interest payment. Your annual payment is $600. Because you have to pay so much in interest, you really only reduced your balance by a minimal amount. So you're looking at almost 8 years to pay this off. Now you have to ask yourself, oh my goodness, do I really want to spend the next 8 years paying this off? Well, what if I increase my payments to $75? Okay, now I'm paying $75 and I'm going to reset this. So $25 more a month reduces it to below 4 years, and your interest drops to $9.92. I guess the power of this table is to really help you understand how much money you're giving away in interest. And do you really want to be doing that? So we'll talk about debt. We'll use this table so you can figure some things out. This is the math. This is the real thing behind what it's going to take to get out of debt. Okay, so again, here's the outline of your project and what will be needed at the end. Just remember to come ready to chat. Okay, thanks so much, and I'll be seeing most of you this week. Bye.